Hello VC, today's going to be a slightly longer video than normal. I went to yet another thrift store and this time had a bit of a find. They had 6 rather large plastic tubs, a couple large cardboard boxes, and a little rack full of vinyl records. Now most of them were absolute junk, but I did manage to pull out maybe 15 or 16 records from the stacks, and there was a couple I was thinking about and left them there. So I went back the next day, and to my surprise, everything was gone. They had 1 tub left, and pretty well everything was chucked out. And they also did a number on their CDs. The rack I'm showing here is about 25 feet long, and it used to be split about half and half, CDs and the other half movies and, Blu-rays and DVDs. Now it's all Blu-rays and DVDs with the bottom rack full of VHS tapes. And the CDs are in a smaller rack yard, maybe it's 2.5, 3 feet wide, with cassette tapes and 8 tracks at the bottom. They sent all the vinyl albums to the tip, which I said I really can't blame them for doing it. I would have chucked all 6 tubs and boxes in, because they weren't really very good records for the most part. And the CDs really surprised me. They kept what they thought was pop and the country, and everything else went into the junk. Oh well. The first album I picked up was by the band Toronto. It's called Get It On Credit. It was the Canadian rock band's 3rd studio album with a new lineup. This album marked a shift from punk to a more mature hard rock sound. The standout track, Your Daddy Don't Know, became their most recognizable hit. That's the front of the cover, and that's what the back looks like. The next pickup was Rod Stewart's Out of Order. This is a 1988 album. It's Stewart's 15th studio album and was a commercial success, producing several hit singles that revitalized Stewart's career. It's considered one of his most popular albums, and it's still in the shrink. That's what the back looks like. And the next pickup was Chicago 16. It's a 1982 album and is the band's 13th studio album. The album marked a significant comeback for the band, who had experienced a decline in popularity in the late 1970s. The album's smooth melodic sound and catchy hooks resonated with the audiences and became their most successful album in years. It was their comeback album featuring hit single Hard to Say I'm Sorry. And this will be what the back looks like. And next up is Paul Williams, Just an Old-Fashioned Love Song. It's a 1971 album, and it's a promo album with a die-cut jacket. This album established Williams as a talented songwriter and performer. Contains songs that became hits for other artists, such as Just an Old-Fashioned Love Song and We've Only Just Begun. This is what the back looks like, and as I said, it's a promo album. Let me find side 1. And let's see, it's a white label promo. Next up is Rick Wakeman's The Myths and Legends of King Arthur, a 1975 album. It's a concept album and a progressive rock masterpiece based on the King Arthur legend. This is the back looks like it is a gatefold. And it came with a nice little booklet. This is really tough to get out. There it is. I don't really want to damage it. Yeah, so they came with a nice little booklet that's got all kinds of illustrations from the story of King Arthur. Anyway, I don't really want to damage it, so I'm not going to keep going through that. Alrighty. Next up, we have Northern Lights, Tears Are Not Enough, a 1985 album. It's a 33 RPM 12-inch single. It was a charity single recorded by a supergroup of Canadian artists to raise funds for famine relief in Ethiopia. Written by Brian Adams, Jim Valance, and Dave Foster, the song features vocal contributions from artists like Anne Murray, Neil Young, and Joni Mitchell. That's what the back looks like. And next up is Mary McLaughlin's Windows, the 1982 album. The Canadian singer-songwriter released Windows as one of his most introspective melodic albums. Well known for his storytelling lyric, this record features songs like Somebody's Long Lonely Night and You Need a New Lover Now. And that's what the back looks like. Now this next one was quite an unexpected find, especially if you're into classical music. It's not a classical album. It's by Andre Previn, and it's called A Different Kind of Blues from 1980. It's a jazz album featuring compositions by Andre Previn. The album was a unique blend of jazz and classical music, featuring Previn's innovative compositions and Perlman's virtuosic violin playing. The album explores the emotional depth and complexity of the blues. And that's what the back looks like. I picked this one up. I had no idea what it was, but it was right around Halloween, so the band's name sort of caught my attention, and it's by a band called 666. The title is Alarma, Remixes from Deep Down, a 1998 album. It's a 45 RPM 12-inch single. It's a remix album by the German metal band 666. The remix album reimagines the band's heavy metal sound with electronic and industrial influences. That's what the back of the cover looks like. And next up we have Crystal Gale. It's titled I've Cried the Blues Right Out of My Eyes. This compilation album highlights Gale's early career. The album features a mix of country and pop songs demonstrating her versatility as an artist. And that's what the back looks like. The next album is by Sammy Davis Jr. It's titled Sammy Davis Jr. Sings What Kind of Fool Am I, a 1961 album. It's a mono album featuring songs from the musical Stop the World, I Want to Get Off. The album captures Davis Jr.'s smooth vocals and impeccable timing, bringing the songs to life, making this a classic album for show tunes. What's what the back looks like? And next up, we have the Minglewood Band. I just grabbed this one because I didn't recognize the band at all, and it just kind of intrigued me. It's a self-titled album from 1976. It was the band's debut album that introduced the world to the Minglewood Band's unique blend of southern rock, blues, and country. And that's what the back looks like. And next up is an album by Ray Charles called The World of Ray Charles. This compilation album showcases the breadth of Charles' musical talent from soul and R&B to jazz and country. His soulful voice and innovative arrangements make this a timeless classic. This be what the back looks like. Okay, next up is an album by The Fifth Dimension. It's called Stone Soul Picnic, a 1968 album. It's the third studio album by The Fifth Dimension, a masterpiece of psychedelic soul music. The group's harmonies, innovative arrangements, and socially conscious lyrics create a unique and influential sound. And that's what the back looks like. And next up is an album from a group most people recognize these days. It's from a comedy troupe called the Firesign Theater. And it's, I think, Raul Bozo's on this bus, a 1971 comedy album. It's a comedic masterpiece. This album is a surreal and absurd exploration of American culture. The Firesign Theater's witty dialogue and clever wordplay make this a classic of comedy. And that's what the backs look like. We've made it to the end. This last one is by the Choir of St. Matthew's Church. It's a Fowler Requiem from 1982, a recording of Gabriel Fowler's Requiem by the Choir of St. Matthew's Church. This recording of Fowler's Requiem was a beautiful and moving performance of a classic choral work. And that's what the back looks like. See, that wasn't too bad of a haul for an unplanned drop into a little thrift store around the corner from us. Anyway, that's it for now. So long, bye-bye, and see you around on the tube thing.